Hey, what's up? Everything good? Well, this is Francis from relationshipboundaries.com, and you are very, very welcome to this video. Well, I want to make something different today. Normally, I record my videos helping women relationship, but today this video, I will make like shifting some videos helping men and some videos helping women because many people have been reaching me out and asking for this help. So I think it's time also to help men because I identified they are really really needing help. So if you're a man who is tired of watching from the sidelines, like while other guys who aren't even that good looking or rich seems to pull woman effortlessly, this is for you. Well, I'm not here to give you the soft. Just be yourself, and the right one will come. Bullshit that floats any others or the social network. That advice keeps shy guys stuck for years. So we're going to talk about what actually moves the needle, the kind of presence, energy, and behavior that women are drawn to on a visceral level, not the polished, like social media filtered version, the real one. So, I've worked with a lot of men and women who are stuck in the same patterns, overthinking, freezing up, playing it safe, and wondering why nothing changed. And some of these guys turned it around, of course, while others stayed exactly where they were because they refused to get uncomfortable. By the end of this video, you will have a clear map, and if you want to go deeper one on one, you'll know to reach me. And let's get into it. Well, if this already hits, drop a comment right now, something like "I'm done freezing," and I'll see your comment. Right. Well, open your ears and stay with me on this. The real cost of shyness. I'm gonna cover this first of all. Well, let's start with the part most guys don't want to hear. Shyness is not cute. It's not mysterious. In dating market, it often reads as low status, low agency, or just plain and available. Women pick up on energy fast. When you hesitate, over apologize, or shrink in social situations, you're like a broadcasting. I'm not sure I belong here. And attraction doesn't reward that sign off, for sure. I'm not saying you have to become the loudest guy in the room. That's another trap. The man, woman actually respond to aren't performing confidence. They're operating from a place where rejection doesn't shatter them. You know, they can hold eye contact without looking away first. You know, something like this. You know, uh, I think you got me. They can start a conversation without resharing it for 20 minutes in their head. Like they can leave if the vibe isn't there without needing validation. Uh, Shyness usually has two roots: fear of judgment and deep habit of putting other people's comfort above your own. Both of those kill attraction. Okay, think about the last time you saw a woman. So I want to make an exercise with you. Okay, let's think about the last time you saw a woman and you found attractive and you did nothing. What story like did you tell yourself? She's out of my league. I will look stupid. I don't want to. I don't want to bother her. Well, that story is the problem, not your height, not your income, not your jawline. Women are not primarily attracted to nice and careful. They are attracted to men who seem like they have options and aren't desperate for hers. Believe it. Shyness often looks like the opposite. Now, be honest with the comments. How many times these months we are, how many times did you talk yourself out of approaching or speaking up? Write the number here in the comments. Well, stay with me. What women are actually drawn to? No fluff, okay? Want to jump into it. Well, here's the unfiltered version of what consistently shows up in real dynamics. Calm presence under pressure, not forced, alpha energy, just the ability to stay steady when things get slightly uncomfortable. Most guys get nervous and start over talking, over explaining, or seeking reassurance. The men who stand out can sit in the little tension without needing to feel it. I want to talk about direction also. Ambition doesn't mean hustling 80 hours a week. It means you have something you're building that isn't centered on getting a girlfriend. Women can smell when a man's primary goal is not being alone. That energy is heavy. Having your own life, also standards and momentum, is magnetic, you know, and ability to lead the small moments, deciding where to go, suggesting the next step, taking the conversational leads without dominating. This is the way. A lot of shy guys wait for the woman to make everything easy, and that not this not it doesn't work like this. That rarely works. Attraction often starts when a man creates a little structure instead of waiting for permission. Um, about emotional regulation is something that I would like to talk also. It is like you can feel attraction, nervousness, or even rejection without collapsing or getting reactive. This one is huge. The ability, to feel the heat and still stay centered is rarer than good looks. Selectivity is important also. The guys who do well aren't chasing every woman. Selectivity is important. They have filters because you'll find a filter for anything. For you will respect yourself for having filters. You know what I'm saying? This kind of behavior makes you willing to walk if the energy isn't right. That quiet selectivity communicates value better than any pickup line. Notice what's not on the list: being the funniest guy, having the perfect body, or memorizing nag techniques from 2012. Those things can help at the margins. The core is how you carry yourself when the outcome isn't guaranteed. If you've been told, like, just be more confident, and it never stuck, it's because your confidence is by product. You don't think your way on it. Yeah, you act your way into it repeatedly while still feeling the fear. Well, let's talk about another thing that I find really interesting about the mindset to shift that actually works. Well, most advice you will find out there tells you to believe in yourself. In my vision, my opinion, that's incomplete. A more useful frame will be like stop treating every interaction as a referendum on your worth. When you approach, uh, look at it. When you approach or start a conversation, the goal is not to make her like me. The goal is express interest and see what's there. Outcome independence is not a technique you fake. It's the result of having enough experiences that one rejection no longer feels catastrophic. You know what I'm saying? Here is a practical reframe I give to people who reach me out, to people who book a one-on-one call with me. Um, all the frame. If this goes badly, it means I'm not good enough. So the new frame, this is data. Some people will be interested, most won't. That's normal. You also need to stop romanticizing the one special connection too early. Well, shy guys often put massive pressure on the first few interactions because they don't create many of them. Well, quantity of low stakes practice reduce the intensity of any single one. Another hard truth that you will agree with me, and this is really a big truth, is that a lot of shyness is protected by a secret story that you are somehow more sensitive or deeper than the guys who just go for it. Sometimes that story is true. Often it's a sophisticated way of avoiding risk. Drop the superiority. Uh, the woman who improve, the man, the men who improve fastest are willing to look a little awkward while they get better. Well, if any of this is landing on what you talk through your specific patterns, head over to relationshipboundaries.com and reach out. I work with men who are ready to stop like circling the same issues, no soft coaching. Okay, with me is clarity and movement. And the experience I have on helping men comes also from the experience I have helping women, then I know exactly what kind of advices, what kind of clarity you really will need depending on your situation, right? Well, I want to talk a little bit more now about the practical body language and presence that I think this is so much important. Well, let's get concrete. Presence is physical before it's mental. Eye contact, hold it a bit longer than feels comfortable, then break naturally. I think in beginning this video I show you some trick, um, like this. I think you got me. Well, looking away first signals lower status in most social contexts. Practice this everywhere. Practice this. You need to practice this. Cashiers, co-workers, strangers, so it becomes automatic. Posture and space. Occupy your space. Don't cross your arms positively or make yourself smaller. Stand or sit like you belong in the room. Occupy your space, about your voice, you need to speak slightly slower and from lower in your chest. Why do I say that? Because nervous guys speed up and go higher. Slowing down forces presence. About stillness, um, forgetting, excessive smiling, or constant movement leaks nervous energy. Um, about posture, I would advise you to have a calm body. Calm body means calm signal. One exercise we're gonna make right now. Next time you're in a social setting, pick up one person and simply hold open, relaxed body language while making occasional eye contact. Don't force a conversation yet. Just practice existing without shrieking. Do this until the discomfort drops. Women notice who owns their space. They also notice who is scanning the room looking for approval. Well, when you forget clever openers, well, um, I would the best conversation I would recommend you is conversation without any script, because you oftentimes, to break the shyness, you get a script about the things you will say, while the best conversation starts with something real and low pressure. You make like there is a structure that I always recommend. It is observation plus question. It works better than hey, how is it going? Example, that book looks interesting. What made you pick up? For example, you're in the library. You know, you're actually enjoying this event, Ray. Keep it light, then listen. The skill most shy men lack is not starting, is continuing without putting the other person in charge of the energy. And you should also ask for follow-ups. Share a short related thought. Don't interrogate, but don't go silence either. A useful rule: aim for roughly equal airtime early on. If you're doing 80% of the talking because you're nervous, it feels off. If you're doing 20% because you're waiting for her to carry it, it also feels off. And when the conversation stalls, it's okay to end it cleanly. Like, for example, good talking to you. Enjoy the rest of your night. Walking away with composure is more attractive than desperate attempts to keep it going. Practice this in low stakes environment first, like coffee shops, bookstores, events where rejection has almost zero social cost. The Moscow only grows with reps. Okay, so there is another specific thing that I want to cover. It is like building the habit and killing the excuses. This is really, really, really interesting and important, and you will find why. Here's the most. Here is where the most guys fail. They watch a video like this, feel motivated for 2 days, then go back to the same patterns. You need a simple system. Set a weekly minimum of social approaches of conversations that stretch you. Start small, three short ones, and you should track them. Review what happened without self-attack. What did you do well? What froze you and you try to adjust? You should also pair the external practice without something that builds internal standards, lifting a skill, a project that gives you evidence of competence. Well, external validation from women is unstable. Internal evidence is not. Um, you should also clean up areas that quietly destroy confidence, like poor sleep, porn, overshoot. Yeah, you should avoid watching too much porn. Yeah, isolation, and that's critical also. And avoid like no physical movement. So you should remember when I told you should occupy your space. So these things compound. The men who change are the ones who treat this like training, not like waiting for a magical mindset to shift. Well, one more uncomfortable point. Some of you are using like "I'm just shy" as a permanent identity. That identity has benefits. It protects you from risk, from having to confront average results. If you're still using it after years, it is not a personality trait anymore. It's a decision. You know, most of times we need to make a balance on it. And if you are using these most of years, then you did this a decision, and you need to change immediately your posture. Um, well, look at the gap. The gap between the man and woman are drawn to, and the man who stays stuck is rarely talent or looks. It's willingness to feel the discomfort of growth, consistency. Well, you don't need to become someone else. You need to stop abandoning yourself every time fear shows up. Well, in this video, if this video gave you even one useful shift, apply in this week, please, immediately. You should make it like some exercises I explained to you, and don't just save this video. And if you want to direct the help, someone like who is going to call out the patterns you're still hiding behind and help you move with clarity, um, come to talk with me. I work with men and women who are ready for honest feedback and real progress. No fluff with me, okay? No endless positivity. Well, you go to relationshipboundaries.com, reach me out, and tell me where you're stuck. So we'll see if working together makes sense. That's it. Stop waiting for the feeling of readiness. Act first. The confidence follows, right? Well, I'll see you in the next video or in the next conversation if you decide to take the next step. Bye bye. Take care. See you.